My bad. Are we podcasting or vibing? Because I'm doing both right now. It's the Love Island boys. We're back. A lot of people said, man, we're probably not going to do a pod given how Hulu is acting up a little bit, not dropping epis. Still don't know what's up there. But yeah, the guys here, we grind. Dillon and I. Dillon was on vacation. He had to watch like 10 episodes in 2 days or something crazy.
Yeah, that's very true. You know what? I'm married to the game, Dave. It's nothing for a guy like me.
You are just like you're like the Army Ranger of watching Love Island. You're special ops.
Okay.
You do things differently.
I am different.
When there's some episodes that have been dropped in bulk late, you're the guy they call to watch them because they know you're going to get it done.
I'm the closer.
You're the closer. You're Kira Sedgwick. It's not a good show. I don't why I can continue to pull Kira Sedgwick's name is beyond me.
Hey,
I'm gone off this fucking Zevia.
You didn't quite intro me, but I'm gonna just take it from
It's just
here.
Dave and Dillon. Don't shivery, guys.
I'm about 4 joints into this new Posty album that dropped yesterday. Pretty good so far. I haven't given it my full listen, obviously. I still got some homework to do.
I think to really give a rating on an album, I think you have to listen to it twice.
I don't think you should tell me what to do.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's how you really know.
Here's what I do.
That's what I did with all the Kanye albums.
If a song doesn't grab me, like
before the stuff,
I'll play a new song and I'll start listening to it. And if it's not doing it for me, I'll skip ahead 20 seconds. I'll do that a couple of times. And if nothing grabs me, I'm just gonna move on and I will never listen to that song again. Never.
Wait. I need you to. So if you're listening to a song,
new song for the first, it's like this album that just dropped. I like Posty. I'm gonna hit play on track 5. If I'm not feeling it in the first 5 seconds, I'm gonna skip forward about 20 seconds, give it another 5, skip forward again. If the beat hasn't changed or the melody hasn't done anything to really grab me, I'm throwing that song in the trash and I'm never going back.
I think that is one of the worst ways to consume music.
I don't have an hour to just listen to a whole fucking album.
Well, it sounds like you do if you like it.
Well, I can like 4 songs off an album, and to me, that's a successful album.
Many times songs are arranged to kind of,
I don't
maybe
give a shit
flow
about
into
that.
the bridge or whatever.
Well, yeah, but I'll listen. I'll listen for the bridge. I'm gonna, I have a system that works for me. You listen how
you have a fucking system.
You listen on your stupid way. I'll do mine.
Randy, what's your system for listening to music?
I do the same thing in podcasts. If they don't make me laugh, then 5 seconds. I got 20, and then next one.
Ooh, well, this pod, you must.
That's my guy.
How are you producing this?
That's my guy.
It's normally like 9 minutes in before we do anything funny.
I'm vibing with it so far, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the real news here. The real takeaway. I like Posty.
You know what? I've watched one other season of Love Island, and I knew Snog, Marry, Pie was a real thing that they did in the game and not just a thing we made up. But it still caught me off guard when episode 49 dropped and they hit that SMP. Snog, Marry, Pie.
Right.
Ho, 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 ho. Oh, Mitch.
So a lot of these games are obviously designed to create drama.
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of that this week.
A lot. This is maybe the most drama-filled week we've had.
You know what? It would have sucked if they dropped those 3 episodes late and we just had to watch a few duds, but we did not have duds.
Yeah, these are heat.
These are heat.
Yeah, Snog, Marry, Pie. You said Mitch. What about Mitch?
How do you think Mitch has handled the Abby Ellaby situation? Do you think he handled it well?
I think Mitch is one of the how do I put this? One of the dumbest people I've ever seen on reality television before. He's an absolute moron. He has no idea how to talk to anybody. He's just an idiot, and I can't stand him at this point.
I love Mitch.
I want him to stick around just for the entertainment factor. It's like a train wreck. You just can't stop watching.
But he's still
such
there.
an idiot.
He's still there.
He doesn't deserve any of these women, by the way.
Abby, yeah, I think Mitch. I don't think he handled it that poorly up until I guess it was maybe around this episode when he was telling Abby and Ella B both like different things.
O-
That
over
up
and
to that
over
point,
again.
because
He
up to that
bounced-
point, I was Team Mitch because Abby was the one who kind of went off and made it weird and like freaked out a little bit. But now,
Dude, he went up to Abby and was like, "Hey, I was forcing it last night with Ella. Like I'm not into her at all. I'm all for you now." Then he went straight to Ella, and he was like, "Yeah, my head's still kind of scrambling. I'm not sure what I want to do." And he went back and forth and kept telling them different things over and over again.
it's like he forgets that they're all living in the same house, and also there's cameras, and everyone's gonna see this. It's like he thinks he's slick.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't even think he's slick. I think he just like honestly,
he's just really stupid.
he just forgets where
he's
he's
just
like
an idiot.
I love it though. He's
I-
actually one of my favorite reality personalities ever.
I have a theory about Ella B and her attraction to Mitch. I don't think she's into Mitch at all. At all. What I think is she went in there for Ty. All she wanted was Ty. She realized that Ty was closed off and was not gonna leave the other Ella. So she's like, okay, Mitch is really stupid, easily manipulated. He turns his head for anyone who walks through the door. I can ride this guy to the end and boom, I'm famous.
Nice.
That's what I think she's just using Mitch to stay on the show. And he doesn't not aware of it because he's an idiot.
Do you think he's that into her?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's into anyone who will give him attention. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's a bad look, and he got all the pies. He got many, many pies, including one from Ella B and Abby.
For a second there,
Never good when both of your love interests are pieing you.
I thought he was going to get 100% of the pies, and that was going to be awesome. Would have loved it.
Sometimes some of them hit a little too hard. I wonder if anybody ever gets a bloody nose.
Probably not. It's just whipped cream, David.
Who's the Barstool guy that just had the bloody nose from the
White Sox
Sox?
Dave.
Yeah, like I'm sometimes I'm shocked when like because some of the young ladies really get after it. Mitch took some hard pies to the face,
And he deserved all of them. He's a snaky idiot. I can't stand him.
dude.
I'm sorry.
Him and Zach are boys though.
I don't know why.
It's so funny.
I think Zach just feels sorry for him.
I love Zach.
Zach's great. And he just
Zach's
feels sorry
great.
for Mitch.
Zach though also had some interesting snog Mary pie behavior. Kind of breathed a little life back into the Katie thing. Weird move.
Man, I side with Molly on this. That would really upset me.
Yeah,
if I'm like all for someone and they're all for me, and we're having these conversations and we're clearly very into each other and we're closed off and all the stuff. If they're going to go in and just absolutely go in on a makeout session with the person they were formerly matched up with, like, yeah, that's going to piss me off.
Do you think maybe he realized that like since Casa, they have had like very little FaceTime because they've been laying pretty low under the radar, which is good. But like he kind of was like, dude, I got to do something. I got to get a little bit of buzz. Got to get our name out there. So I'm going to go with Katie. And the interesting thing was that Katie's like, she would absolutely have left Uzi for Zach. Like she left that pretty open.
When it was Katie's turn, she went and kissed Zach again, even though she was matched up with Uzi, coupled up with Uzi. So there's clearly
we got drama, y'all.
If it was only Zach who did it, Molly would have been pissed, but she would have gotten over it quicker.
Yeah.
But since Katie went in again for the to circle back, not to do the thing, the Leo thing, but that absolutely would give Molly reason to believe that there's still something between the two. So yeah, I get it. Poor Molly.
I know that the ladies hate this. I know this firsthand, but
they hate this.
I like that when Zach gets like when Molly confronts Zach, and this has been like his thing. Like his like little like nervous tick or like defense mechanism is kind of laugh. And oh my God.
Oh, I know.
That is a great way to make a situation worse.
Yeah.
I've learned.
It's just his nervous like self-defense system kicking in.
Yeah.
He like doesn't know how to handle, so he starts chuckling. Yeah, not good. He's so mellow and so low key. I don't think he gets worked up about anything. So anytime like someone brings stuff to his attention, he's just like, it's like this isn't really a big deal. I don't know how to respond. I'm just gonna laugh about it. He's so low key.
So Whitney had herself a week, and I kind of had forgot about this. Shout out to Blakey Locks for the timeline here. Remember Whitney had that little comment about Zach, about him taking the easy way out with Molly, which I thought was kind of out of nowhere.
I did too, and I still don't quite get it.
Did she just say shit?
My opinion of Whitney has changed dramatically after this week.
So, like, you talking about stock up, stock down?
I don't know what she's doing.
She had a number of head scratching decisions, and we'll get to the dumping here in a few.
Easy way out. Yeah. What is that? What is she talking about?
What's your favorite Rita Ora song?
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't name one of them, which I'm not the music guy.
Mine's "Body on Me" from 2015.
I'll put my body on yours. If that's what you're saying.
I was reading the name of her song. I wasn't
Okay.
soliciting your body. If I wanted to do that, I'd go down to the saloon.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know if this is a step up or a step down from the previous musical artist, Neo. But Neo, to me, as an American, a U.S. American, he was a pretty big get.
Rita Ora, she's pretty big, no? It's a good get, right?
Is she big, Randy? Randy knows she is.
Randy says she's big.
A lot of ladies mad at me right now. It's just I don't listen to a lot of Rita Ora. I respect her game. I owe her an apology, really. I wasn't familiar with her game.
She loves Jess. She gave Jess mad props while she was in there. She said, "You're my favorite," or something like that. Rita Ora, American, right?
No, British.
Really?
Okay. I don't know if this is her husband, but the guy, no, they're married. She's married to a guy named Taika Waititi, a New Zealand filmmaker, and also an old guy.
He's a pretty big director. He did Thor Ragnarok and all that. And he did What We Do in the Shadows, the original movie.
Didn't know that.
Jojo Rabbit. He's a really big director.
Jojo Rabbit.
Well, I feel like a big dum-dum for not knowing that. Yeah, he's an Academy Award winner. So shout out to me, and a Grammy Award winner, and a BAFTA Award winner. Okay, we get it, dude. He's 47, she's 32. That's fine. He looks older than that, but, putting out dope movies will do that to you.
I turned 40 pretty soon, Dave.
Yeah, I
Like
noticed.
less than 3 months away. I don't know how to handle this mentally.
You should get on testosterone.
I don't know if that's more just like
Get a motorcycle.
No, I don't want to have a midlife crisis. I just like holy shit. I'm
But what the fuck
40.
you bringing it up for? Like, what is he doing, Randy?
It's fucking crazy.
What do you
man.
think he should get, Randy?
What should
Get a Miata.
Yeah,
Or get the Barracuda, but you gotta get 3.
okay, I'll get
Triples.
3 Barracudas.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I can't afford that, I'll be honest.
But you can have one just to drive around in case you mess it up, scratch it up. So yeah, we get Rita Ora. Zach and Molly not doing great. Mitch and Ella B kind of make up. They do make up. This is where we get the news that the public has voted.
back up to Mitch and Ella B. By this point, Ella B knows how just really stupid Mitch is.
He's messy Mitch.
And how he's been just telling her something and Abby the other thing. Again, I think this scene when they like rekindled or whatever solidifies my opinion that she is just super not into him. And she just knows that he's her ticket to the end of the show.
Yeah.
Because he is so off-putting with everything that he's done and the way he's handled every conversation, every situation, every coupling he's been in. He's just a total idiot. Sorry, I'm never going to stop dragging this guy. I cannot stand him.
It sounds personal. It's kind of weird.
She, in my opinion, clearly does not like him at all.
Yeah, I haven't really read that. I haven't gotten that out of it. I wouldn't be shocked if she's still put off by it.
Because she seems to have a solid head on her shoulders. Like she doesn't seem like the type who wouldn't put up with bullshit. That's my read on her anyway. I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, she's used to getting every man she wants. She's
Yeah,
used to having guys
sure.
fall over for her.
Yeah, sure,
Apparently.
sure, Ella. Anyway, We can go back to the other thing.
We'll see next time the public votes. But Whitney and Locken, the favorite couple, as voted on by the good people across the pond.
And before Whitney's antics of this week, I would have probably voted them my favorite couple as well, because she was one of my favorite characters. And Locken is just a sweetheart, nice guy, and they weren't getting mixed up in the drama. They
Apparently,
were
like the nicest guy in the house.
yeah, and I totally see that. He seems like a very solid dude. So yeah, I would probably would have voted them favorite couple too. I wouldn't today, but I would have then.
Bottom 3 couples: Amber and Josh, not shocked. Katie and Uzi, a little shocked. Ella B and Mitchell, not completely shocked.
No, not shocked.
Just given what had gone down, and given that we know that they love Scott over there, so Scott and Abby weren't going to be in the bottom 3.
Amber and Josh, last place, so they get voted off immediately. They're
gone.
They're NPCs.
So I knew immediately. Did you pick up that, like, oh, this is going to be we're finally going to get they have to pick somebody to go
absolutely.
situation. Yeah.
And another like new twist of this season, they send everybody back to the villa. And they all stay back, so it's a surprise who gets a return.
I like that because I like to see the
never seen that before.
I like to see the footage from when they're there waiting
Yeah.
and contemplating. That was bars that
Yeah.
I just spit.
So Whitney and Locken, they have a little meeting about it, and they decide to send Katie and Uzi home, leaving Ella B and Mitch to return to the villa.
Did it surprise you, given their reasoning that they laid out before you knew that they were talking about Mitch and LB? Because everything they were describing,
I was shocked.
I was too. I was
shocked.
hoping. I wanted it to play out like it
Because
did.
Mostly because, all right, well, I think Uzi and Katie, I really do think they were into each other.
I do.
Not that they were in love or anything, but they had like a good start to a potential relationship. Both hot people, and they seem to get along. But the main reason I was shocked is just because of Mitch and his behavior. And he absolutely was deserving of going home because he's such an idiot.
Something that Whitney didn't really, when she was getting grief later on about her decision, something that she didn't mention, or at least if she did, I didn't note it, was that Katie quite clearly was more into Zach than Uzi, I think, which would have helped justify her decision a little bit more. I still don't know if it would have been the decision because you have a similar situation with Mitch and Abby, right? But that was something that kind of just nobody really thought about after the Snog, Marry, Pie challenge. It was weird.
I have a theory as to why she picked Uzi and Katie to go home, saving Mitch and Ella. And
She did it for Molly?
I think you agree with me here because we talked about it. I think this is a producer play. The producers are like, look, Mitch can't go home. He's too good for the show. He's too controversial.
He's a character.
He's got to stay. He's got to stay in the villa. You have to send them back to the villa. That's a theory that I think it holds a lot of water.
I would absolutely buy that. And like when she came back and she's like, I had to think about like Mitch and how big of a character he is in the house. And
that feels like a producer line.
It does, which I'm shocked. Like if it was a producer line, why would they keep that in there? That like her saying that. I don't know. It's stuff we'll never know. But
and is he that much of a character? I mean,
he's messy, Mitch. He's the messiest.
He just
Mark Messier.
Fucking can't stand him.
Amber and Josh finally. I'm glad they finally got to.
Like I said, they're NPCs. Like no one's gonna miss them.
No
offense.
Why didn't they just try to make it? Like why didn't they just fake it? Josh and Amber.
I don't know. You see why a lot of people do try and fake it.
I guess I respect them for not faking it.
Just what I think Ella B is doing.
Does it seem like a little bit on Amber? Was she just not into any dudes there? She didn't. I don't think she liked any guys that she talked to.
She was into Sammy. Remember?
She was into Sammy.
Sammy picked Jess.
Yeah, that's true. She was into Sammy. I mean, he broke her heart.
Yeah. He brought her back to the villa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the villa. We get the fallout. And this is where it gets a little nuts. You want to get nuts?
Yeah.
Let's get nuts.
Yeah.
Tyreek tells Locken and Whitney they made the wrong choice in a delivery that only Ty could do.
I co-sign Ty's opinion. Abby chimes in too, agreeing with Ty.
Yeah, didn't really need the double down, but okay.
Yeah.
Like we understand why you wanted Mitch to go home. Like, um, I thought it was a little out, not out of bounds, but I thought it was a little bit much. Like they had a terrible choice to make. Assuming it was their choice, like that sucks to have that kind of responsibility. So it's like I don't know if I would jump on them like 10 minutes after they got back. But
So during this situation, Abby tells Ella B that Mitch said he, and again, notes here from Blakey Locks, very clutch, by the way. Thank you. Abby tells Ella B that Mitch said he could only see a future with Abby on the outside and not Ella B. Mitch gets super defensive. He's like, I didn't say that. He did say it.
rolled the tapes, babe.
He did say it.
Yeah, I thought he said it.
Pulling the tapes will not support his defense there.
I don't think LB cares at this point.
I don't. Right, because she's not even fucking into this guy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Anyway, he's a liar. He's a snake. He's an idiot. And he talks out of both sides of his mouth. Sorry.
No, I mean we could just do an entire episode on Mitch if you
We
want.
could.
Yeah, this is that back and forth was pretty awkward. You had Mitch kind of 2 tables over yelling, then he comes over there, and Scott has to get in.
And he mocks Abby at one point too.
His facial expressions are so annoying and they crack me up.
Scott?
No, Mitch. He's
Oh,
like,
I know. Dude. Yes. He's so dramatic with this.
he has the
facial
same
expression.
ones where he's just
They're like,
incensed.
Oh, I can't believe someone wanted me to go home. Like, what do you mean? You're the worst.
Tyreek tells LA he loves her. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That whole that step and like the subsequent Jess and Sammy like girlfriend thing, that feels a little bit like a forced like, okay, if we want to seriously have a shot at winning this, I have to like do this thing right here.
That's the format of the show. That's
Yeah.
been every season I've watched. They do the same thing. It's almost expected. Like after you get through Casa, and then you pass that test, and then it's like, okay, we have to either be in a relationship or at least say we're exclusive. And there's a whole thing about it. The love bomb though, the L bomb, that doesn't always happen. But hey, ties in love. It's a beautiful thing.
I think about like how the Bachelor franchise would deal with it, and it was always like it would start like I could see myself falling in love with you.
And then I'm
or
starting to fall in love
I'm
with you.
starting to fall in love with you. And it was like this build up. Whereas there's not really, unless it's like banter with the boys, like you don't really get that.
Yeah.
The couple goals challenge might be my favorite thing they do.
Super dramatic.
Because this is the second time for me to see it, and it always delivers. And it creates some of the best TV you'll see.
Yeah, just designed to just fuck everything up, and it worked big time.
Most argumentative couple. I don't think it's a shocker that Ty and Ella got it. I don't think they were too surprised.
Yeah,
that's kind of a no-brainer.
Scott took a lot of heat in this one. Basically, everyone thinks that he's not into Abby like she is him.
Dude's not into anybody.
No,
the dude, he's just not there.
Yeah.
I loved how they kept showing him like just staring straight ahead at the fire pit as like, Abby's like, curled up, looking at him, trying to gaze in his eyes. And he's just like, yeah.
They called him out for the same thing when he was with Catherine.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're not as into her as she is you. And we can all see it. And he's got super defensive that time and this time with Abby.
Maybe he might just not be comfortable being a PDA guy. Is slow burner. Can we just delete that phrase? Because it seems like everyone on Love Island is a slow burner. Has there been someone who's not a slow burner and been like, I'm definitely not a slow burner at all?
Another British phrase that I don't really know what it means, but they say it a lot is I can't be arsed, which I know that's their way of saying asked. But what does that mean? I can't be asked for that.
Randy, go ahead, buddy.
No clue. I can hit up some Urban Dictionary.
Are you looking it up?
Too.
I looked it up. It means to be seriously demotivated, to be disinclined to get off one's arse, to be unwilling to do something.
So lazy?
So it's a double negative situation.
What?
Here. I can't. be arsed.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm very confused.
That's Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. You ever been arsed?
Unwilling or disinclined to make an effort. Okay. It seems like in the context they use it, that wouldn't apply, but maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. Doesn't matter.
Who got least sexual chemistry?
Whitney and Locken got a lot for that.
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
they are not a PDA couple at all.
Yeah.
You talk about a couple who I don't know if they're into each other.
Yeah, they're not.
Like they're both. They have an understanding that Locken, they can ride. I think Locken and up to this point, up to this week, Whitney, to like a very very good chance at winning this thing. But we'll see what happens. The smug comment. That's when things take a turn for Whitney. That was the if you're looking at a graph of her stock chart, that's when there's something went down and you got to start being like, "Oh, this is the moment that it came unraveled." She didn't know what to she had the crown.
Was it that bad?
I would never want to be called smug.
First of all, you have to pick somebody. It's a game.
Exactly.
It's a game. You have to pick a couple. No one wants to be called smug. I get that.
Smug is maybe the worst.
But if I'm looking at you and Will, like, okay, you got to pick the most smug person in this office.
Yeah.
And if you pick me, like,
you had to pick somebody.
It's not nice to hear, but you had to pick somebody.
Somebody's feelings were getting hurt. Yeah. But I didn't think the other couple's reasoning was like that biting. Like, remember last year with Shaq, when he had something like this, and it was to Ron and Lana. It was like he was very biting in why he picked them for like either playing most games or whatever, not really into each other, whatever it was.
Whitney, though, you're right. This is where her stock starts to tank.
Yeah, particularly with Ella. And up to this point, I have not found Ella to be a sympathetic figure. I like Ella, but I mean, she gives it and she takes it. Like
she's just grumpy.
Yeah.
Just seems really unhappy all the time. Yeah, I don't have anything against Ella. But she's not one of my favorite characters either.
But the weird getting ready back and forth they had about the shower.
Yeah.
And Whitney just being like, "You're the most selfish girl she's ever met."
That's
a really
fucked
up thing to say.
A really fucked up thing to say. You can calling someone selfish. That's not nice in itself. But to say like you're the most selfish person I've ever known, holy shit.
Because in theory, Whitney's known a lot of people.
And then she doubled down, and then she tripled down, quadrupled down. She would not stop any chance they had a conversation to make up. She kept saying like, "Look, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. You're the most selfish person I've ever met." Like, we get it. Stop telling her that.
Yeah.
I don't understand what she was trying to accomplish by having those conversations.
I don't either.
It was very weird.
And we'll just jump right to their one-on-one. She has this look on her face and she's like, "You are the most selfish." But she doesn't really say why. It's all over like, because she used the shower first. Like,
she says she has princess energy or something. Like,
she might be a little bit of a diva.
Yeah, but what the fuck was that about?
Is Whitney sneaky jealous of Ella?
And Whitney kept telling her that, like, Ella wasn't asking her. Like, she's like, "Hey, we should, my feelings were hurt." She goes, "Yeah, I understand that, but you are the most selfish person." Okay, we get it. We get that that's your opinion. Why do you keep telling her that to her face? It's really fucked up.
Yeah. Most people would, I think, dial it back a little bit and be like, "Look, the smug thing, that got to me, that bothered me, rubbed me the wrong way. And then like I lost my cool and just threw that out at you. And I should not have used those words. But she did not do that.
Even on like their fifth conversation when they were trying to make up.
After they hugged.
And they were like getting along. And she goes, "Look, my opinion hasn't changed, but like, okay, drop it. Let's move on from the selfish thing." It was so weird, man. Yeah, I don't look at Whitney the same way anymore.
No, I don't know. I don't need it either because that's weird because like I remember when she first came into the villa, we were like, "Oh, she's like most personality."
Yeah, she was great.
She was the fun one. Also, we get Scott pulling Tyreek and Sammy, kind of being like, "Hey, man, what's up with these comments about Abby?" me not really liking her. And they both, to their credit, were like, you don't. Like, they were cool about it. They're like, look, man,
Yeah.
we just don't think you're into her. That's all. And it's cool.
And they dapped up and like, all right, let's just leave it there.
Yeah.
Like they didn't settle anything. They just agreed to disagree, I guess.
It was funny watching watching Sammy kind of try to like be careful with his words and be a little bit more, nuanced and nice. And then Ty, like, I just don't think you're into her, bro.
Yeah, Ty he'll just tell you. He doesn't care.
You just don't like her, bro.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
We also had the big argument between Scott, Abby versus Mitch, basically.
Yes,
It got
yes,
really,
yes.
like that's like as intense as it gets on this show.
It really was. And that had to be really awkward just watching that as a bystander, like up
Yeah.
there.
It made me hate Mitch even more,
Mitch,
unsurprisingly.
Mitch is right. They would not be together if Mitch had wanted Abby.
But that's such a shitty thing to say to somebody.
I feel like they kind of started it. I don't think Mitch. I don't know the context right now off the top of my head, but Mitch, you just don't. People who get flustered in that game in general, it's just a bad look. Like, you just make a little comment, then let it go. Like, if you get voted most smug, you're like, guess I'm the most. You say something, you acknowledge it, you let it go. If you harp on it and you get into a back and forth with another couple, that's just awkward. And it was a bad look. And Ella B, that had to have bothered Ella B.
And the way Mitch said it, he goes, "You wouldn't be with." What do you say? The only reason you're with him is because I didn't want you.
Yeah,
that's a pretty fucked up phrasing. You know what I mean?
That's a tough way to put it.
Because I didn't want you.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the heat Scott was taking on movie night, where he's like, none of the girls wanted you. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
We had Mitch pulling that out, but Scott.
There have been some personal shots this season that I'm not used to seeing from this show. It doesn't really get like this.
Yeah, I love it. It's been good. Scott, I can't believe we've gotten this. I can't believe Scott's made it this long.
Yeah.
It cracks me up that the guy just does not seem to be into anything. Sammy asked Just to his girlfriend. That was nice. Cool. They also had a hideaway night.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm.
She said they stayed up laughing.
She asked about the condoms.
She did? They have them in there?
She said, where are the condoms at? And Sammy said something like,
we don't need them?
What for? Or something. I don't know.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I'm glad they provide protection, Dave.
They had to do it to him.
Yeah.
What else?
That's probably it for that episode.
I think that's it for the week, man. We got unseen bits this morning.
No, we got some more stuff to talk about.
I mean, we kind of jumped. I mean, it was pretty much just the Ellen and Whitney show.
I guess we did jump around a bit.
The Ellen and Whitney show. I'm very interested to see next time the public votes what that looks like.
It's not gonna go well for Whitney. I promise you.
It's not.
She looks too mean at this point.
I think Scott and Abby might get that sympathy bump, mainly because people love Scott over there.
And if I'm locking, if I was into Whitney, I'm probably not as into Whitney anymore.
That's mega ick.
Don't talk to people that way. That's fucked.
That's a horrible position to be in when you're Sig Uth. You want to have their back, and they are clearly in the wrong.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I liked how Ty and Locken handled it while they were like, it wasn't like, bowing up to each other.
Yeah. You can't.
No.
Yeah. I think everyone probably agrees that Whitney is in the wrong there, except for maybe her, because she keeps quadrupling down on everything she's saying.
I'm gonna watch Unseen Bits tonight. Given like what went down this week, I'm very curious behind the scenes. So I will be watching that. We're gonna do one next week, and it'll be Dillon and I again.
No Will.
No Will.
Will will still be in Michigan.
Double D's is what they're calling this show.
Right. And
it's a bra size reference, Randy.
Hopefully Hulu will cooperate with us and stop withholding episodes. I wanted one this morning.
We were all ready to watch it. The only thing I heard was that there might have been some issue with the rights in viewing rights and showing Rita Ora's performance, like because some things you can watch over here in certain providers and some over there.
Yeah,
it sounds like legal got in the way, but whatever, they dropped it.
Well, we got to close with a Snog, Mary Pie, obviously.
Who you snogging?
I'm gonna snog. I'm gonna snog Abby because I think she needs a W.
Sure.
I feel bad for her. I don't think she brought some of it on herself. I understand that, but I don't think she's deserving of all this shit that Mitchell's giving her.
I feel bad for her.
I feel bad for her. I think she's a nice kid. I'm gonna pie Mitch. That's no surprise to anyone here. I can't stand the guy. I think he's a total idiot, jerk, moron, little scummy.
You made that clear.
Yeah. I have to marry someone, don't I? I'm gonna marry Molly. She's a sweetheart,
Okay.
and I don't like how Zach made her feel.
Broski, man.
Broski. Do like Zach a lot, but he took an L on that one.
I'm gonna pie Whitney.
Don't hate that at all.
I really thought that's where you were gonna go, but I should have known that
Yeah.
Mitch was more deserving for you. Just for all of the reasons. Just because one of the weirdest turns I've ever seen in reality TV. Just like a switch flipped, and it's like, well, now I'm gonna beef with Ella, who was previously my really, really good friend for no reason. Very immature. Going to Snog. I'm gonna Snog Jess. I've kind of been a little bit puzzled as the Jess popularity has gone on throughout the season, but I like her a lot now. She's
yeah.
pretty great.
She's hard to not like, I think.
I'm marrying Molly.
We're both marrying Molly then.
Well, we'll see. We'll see who treats her right, bro.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
heard her, man. You're gonna have to freaking answer to me. Because you know what? Actually, I think you're better suited for Molly because there's a really good chance that if she ever confronted me about something, I would zack it and just I would do my nervous laugh, and she would hate that. So yeah, it probably wouldn't end well for us. But I do want to marry her in terms of this game. So we thank you. We thank you for joining us on this Love Island. Do you want to give a shout out to our good friends at Early Bird?
Sure. Shout out to our good friends at Early Bird. What's Backer, I think, is the code?
Code Backer, I believe.
Yeah, Backer is the code.
If you're looking for some, I don't know, CBD with the perfect amount of THC in it,
Ooh,
check it out.
Yeah.
It is. I take them every night, no joke, and I wear the shirts like every day. It's my go-to.
We're both wearing the shirt.
Also, Roback.
Yeah, Backer 20.
Backer
Roback.
20.
Ooh, a new John dropping. Roback dropping a new John soon.
New John alert.
And we will be happy to announce that when it happens. You're gonna like what you see.
It's a new John. Gonna be good. You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.